I want you to try something right now. Go to Google and type in assisted living and the name of your city. Look at what comes up. This is exactly what a family sees when they're looking to place their mom or their dad in a community. If you don't like what you see, this video is going to show you why it looks that way and how to fix it. If you haven't looked, that's even more important because families are making decisions based on that screen every single day, and most operators have never seen it from their side. Just a quick background on me. We've done 1 million in senior living ad spend. We've done over 1,000 qualified tours, and some of our team's partners have been with them for over 4 years. Now, let me show you exactly what it looks like when someone's Googling your community. Drop a comment and let me know what you saw when you Googled your community. I read every single one, I'll respond. Most operators think if they have a website, they're showing up on Google. This is not true. They're not. When you Google assisted living, there are 3 listings that show up on a map. If you don't show up in these 3 listings, that family doesn't know you exist, and it's completely free to fix it. There are 6,000 senior living searches happening every hour in this country, and 83% of those families do not have a specific community in mind. They're not looking for you by name, they're looking for assisted living near me. The first thing they see is a map with 3 businesses listed underneath it. This is the map pack. 44% of people who see this click on one of these 3 businesses. The one at the top gets almost 18% of all the clicks by itself. Most families pick up the phone and call one of these 3 and never scroll past. Everything else is down here, below the ads, below the map. If you're not in those top 3, you are invisible to the majority of families searching right now. And here's what most operators don't realize. A Place for Mom, Caring.com, all those big name referral agencies cannot be on the map pack. Why? Because they don't have an actual address in your market. It's yours for the taking, and most communities have not taken it. You probably think your Google listing looks fine, but you've never looked at it the way a family does. Most families have decided whether or not to call you before they ever got to your website. They decided on Google, and most communities abandon Google. Let me walk you through what a family sees when they click on a senior living community's Google listing. They see your star rating and how many reviews you have right there at the top. That's the first filter. If you have 3 stars or 5 reviews, a lot of families are already gone. They haven't read a single word after seeing that. They just left. Then they see your photos, or they see no photos, or they see 5 photos from 4 years ago that look like they were taken with a flip phone. Families are about to trust you with their parent. And if your photos look like an afterthought, they're going to feel like the care is an afterthought too. Then they see your reviews, not just a star rating, the actual words people wrote, and whether you respond to any of them. If someone left a 1-star review 2 years ago and you never responded, that review is doing damage every single day. Every family that Googles you reads it, and they notice that you said nothing. Then there's your hours, your description, and whether you've posted any updates recently. Most communities have none of this filled out. The listing looks abandoned. This is oftentimes a place where communities can take the biggest ground over their competitors if they aren't paying attention. Think about what that signals to a family. This is before they visit your website, before they call you, before the tour. This is it. And for most communities, it looks like nobody is home. If you're watching this and already pulling up your own listing, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'm going to be making videos just like this for senior living operators just like you to help them learn how to understand their marketing better. Most operators think that reviews are just a nice thing to have, when in reality, 7 out of 10 families won't even consider your community if it doesn't have at least 4 stars. And over 80% of families won't bother to read your reviews at all if you're below that 4 stars. And this is not an opinion. This is from statistics that came from the largest patient review survey in healthcare. The star system on Google is a filter for families. They're going to be judging you based on those stars before they know anything else about you. If you're not winning in this section, you're losing overall. And if you're sitting around 4.5 or 4.8 stars with 30 Google reviews, you're actually above average in this industry. Most assisted living communities have only 17 reviews or less on Google. And here's where senior living is different from every other industry. When someone leaves a bad review for a restaurant, the restaurant lost a dinner. When someone leaves a bad review about your community, they're saying you didn't take good care of their parent. That's the most emotionally loaded thing a family could possibly read. One detailed negative review about care quality will scare off more families than 10 positive reviews will attract. So what do you do about it? You respond to every review, good and bad, within 24 to 48 hours. But here's a little trick that you definitely want to watch out for. If anyone mentions their mother or their father or the person that is receiving care within your facility inside the review, then you do not want to confirm or deny the presence of that person, as that is technically against HIPAA. So that's a little tricky in the way that you need to respond while sounding very comforting and empathetic while also not violating your HIPAA agreements. And your response to a negative review should be very simple. Thank them for reaching out, thank them for expressing how they felt, ask them to reach out to you directly to see if there's anything you can do to fix it. And that's it. You need to make sure that other families are able to see that you react positively to criticism. And as for generating new reviews, ask family the moment they've had a touch point with you in person. So this could be after a tour, this could be after they've just moved in. This doesn't necessarily have to be a long-standing resident, which makes it so much harder to get more reviews. At the end of the day, a Google review is how someone experienced your community in the moments that they did, regardless if it was just through a tour or if it was because they were a resident for a long time. Both cases are technically valid reviews. If reviews stop coming for even just a few weeks, Google will notice and it will derank you. This stuff happens so quickly, so you consistently want to be posting at least 3 to 5 reviews every month or more, depending on the size of your community. What's the worst review that your community ever got, and how did you respond to it? I'd love to see how you guys reacted in the comments. Most operators think correcting their online presence and getting more reviews is complicated and expensive. Everything I'm about to show you is simple and free. First, Google your community right now. See it exactly through the lens of how a family would see it. If you don't like what you're looking at, then you know exactly why. Second, claim your Google Business profile if you haven't already. If you have multiple locations, make sure every single one is claimed. I can't tell you how many operators that I've worked with that have had 3 or 4 communities and only one was claimed, and we, through the process of working with us, claimed the rest of them. Third, make sure you're uploading real photos of your community, not stock images. These families need to be convinced when they're on your Google Business profile. They can't be seeing what would look like your community, because people will be able to tell that it's fake. Fourth, read every review and make sure that you respond to all of them. And make sure you respond to the negative ones first as well. Those are doing the most damage. Fifth, guys, make sure you fill out the whole profile. Google is giving you all those different options and all these different ways to express your community for a reason. Take advantage of them. The big things that you probably want in your description are things like if you take Medicaid, private pay, long-term insurance, if you're a much larger facility or if you're a smaller facility. These are the kinds of things that will do early filtering to help make sure that the people who are calling are interested in what you have to offer. And number 6, make sure that you're posting at least once per week. This is huge for communities. It lets families know that you keep up to date with things. And in something like senior living, where everything is a reflection of the care that you give, having consistent, good posts on Google shows that you really care and you're on top of these things. Now, everything I just said, none of it costs money, and it would take you at most a day or probably just an hour to set up at most. If fixing your Google reviews even meant one additional family would move in this year, I would think that would be very worth it for pretty much any community. We're talking a 6-figure or high 5-figure LTV per resident. It just makes sense. Most operators that I talk to have incredible care inside their facilities. Their families love the community. They even have video testimonials. The staff love it there. It's genuinely a homey, great place to be. But if none of that shows up on Google, it doesn't really matter because that's how the family is going to judge you. They can't see inside your community and know that you guys are amazing. They have to see the very thin slice of what they can see on Google. Now, with all of that said, you could literally be running the best community in your city, the best family reviews, the best internal staff. Everything could genuinely be the best. But if someone Googles you and sees an empty listing with 3 reviews from 2021, they're never going to find out. They're going to call the community with 45-star reviews and new photos from last week. And you'll never even know that you lost them.